Recommend play my song on the radio. You too busy trying to find that blue I saw. I let my black hair.
What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm talking about my very first online business, which was actually a clothing brand, and it failed, but I want to take you through my process and what I actually did with this clothing brand and how I think it failed and what I would do differently next time if I was to start another clothing brand, which I'm sure in the future I'm definitely going to do. But I just want to show you exactly what I did and my process behind the entire thing. Sorry guys. So essentially I started this business when I was 16 years old. I was 16, I was just coming up to my 17th birthday. It was November, I believe, or October. I had the idea for about a month prior to that, and I was like, okay, this is cool. At the time, I had an Instagram account with about 5,000 followers around this sort of brand. However, I'd not really monetized it properly thus far. However, I basically thought at that time the best way to start monetizing this Instagram account was with a clothing brand. And that clothing brand was called Hustler, or Young Hustler. If you know me from the beginning, you probably have seen it. It was younghustler.com. And since then, I've sold it, I've stopped it, I no longer sell. If you want a t-shirt, get in touch with me, guys. Maybe I can hit you up with a t-shirt because they're pretty cool. But essentially, yeah, so it was called Hustler Clothing. The Instagram account had about 5,000 followers. And I set up the website on Shopify and everything like that, and it was sorted. All the designs were made by me and my friend on Photoshop, and it did look pretty cool. I've actually got one of the designs that I made called Hustler. It was basically the signature tee. I believe I made them on Printful, so if you want to check that out, then go ahead. I believe it's just a Shopify print-on-demand app, which you can download for free. So that's pretty cool. The t-shirt is good quality. I still wear it to today. And over the 3 or 4 month period in which I had this brand, I sold, I believe, 2 t-shirts. Might have been 1, I'm not even sure. But I tried so many different things, and I really couldn't seem to kick anything off. So basically, my main theory behind it was building a really solid brand on Instagram. I did delve into Facebook ads and Google AdWords a little bit. However, I really had no success. But the majority of success was from Instagram. So I built up the page to about 10,000 followers. And it was all going pretty well. I was driving a fair amount of traffic to the site just from Instagram stories, shout-outs, and posting about it on the actual Instagram feed. However, I barely really closed anyone, and it really confused me as to why that happened. So essentially what I was doing in order to gain the traffic was I was putting up Instagram contests and stuff like that. So I was giving away t-shirt, I was networking with quite big brands. There was this one guy who had about 50,000 followers at the time who I was talking to. We linked up for a giveaway. I did some more giveaways around books and clothing. And I really gave away more than I actually made. So essentially what I do is I go ahead and create this little giveaway sort of looking thing saying share this on your page for an entry or tag a friend, and I'd probably get about 10 or 20 people who'd enter, and I thought that was pretty good at the time. However, nothing really caught on when doing that. So I also did actually try Facebook advertising for the very first time. Now, I seriously went wrong here because I was basically throwing money away. My copy was disgusting, the pictures didn't look great, there was no real offer, no enticing offer, there was no emojis in use, the targeting was broad and terrible, like, it just wasn't good, guys. The website, it looked alright. However, if you go back to some of my old videos, you can probably see what the website looks like. However, I didn't really have any urgency on that website. It was essentially just your typical add to cart button in like grey or something like that. And the copy was alright, but it wasn't amazing. It could have done better. There was no like real urgency by there. However, if I were to do this brand again or start another clothing brand, I would really focus on the brand behind this. So unlike with a general store in which you're just selling shit in order to make that instant profit, those impulse buys, this I would turn into a sort of real brand. If you look at these big brands like Movement Watches, probably a load of other things like Gucci and stuff like that, and Supreme, they're able to seriously get good markups on their products or because they built a solid brand with this clothing brand if I was to go again. Also, I would pay a lot more attention to influencers. At the time, influencer marketing wasn't really much of a thing. So essentially what I would do today is I would reach out to quite big entrepreneurs in the space, maybe people on YouTube that do different Shopify entrepreneur videos. I'd reach out to them and say, hey, I'd like to send you 5 different t-shirts for free. Just get in touch, and hopefully they'd wear these videos, wear the t-shirts in their videos, and that would gain some organic exposure. So I think that would be really good now, and that is what quite a lot of brands are doing with their particularly clothing brands, is what they're doing with their products. So influence marketing. In terms of Facebook, I would actually order some products in for myself, like now. I'd probably get in a cool car, something like that, like my mom's old BMW, or rent some sort of nice car and go to some nice area in London. And I'd wear the t-shirt and I'd walk around with someone just videoing me in the t-shirt, like nice watch on, stuff like that. So walk around Knightsbridge, something like that. It would look pretty cool. And essentially I'd make a video out of that, probably about 30 seconds to a minute long, and then I'd run a Facebook ad to it, probably a PPE or traffic ads, and then I'd retarget for people that watch 25 or 50% of that ad, and I'd retarget them with an irresistible offer which they can claim on the store if they want to buy a shirt. So that's essentially my strategy if I were to do this again, and maybe I will go ahead and do this again. But also in terms of the actual website, I would focus a lot more on the actual consumer psychology around it. So orange or green add to cart button, safety and trust badges, which I never really used, free worldwide shipping, a lot more like limited time deals and stuff like that. Obviously I won't do on every product because this would be a pretty good branded store in my opinion. But yeah, that's basically the strategy I would go by. And if you're starting a clothing brand now, probably my biggest advice to you is with influencers, and really don't be afraid of costs, because in the beginning when I was starting this brand, I would literally be so scared to spend any money on ads. I would be scared to give away any free goods. When I was doing a contest, I didn't want to send away one of these £20 shirts because I didn't want to lose the money. But really you need that abundance mindset in order to you're not losing here, you are essentially just sending out these goods. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. That's just a little bit of an insight into my first business, which was a clothing brand. And I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.